Hey guys, welcome to the last match in the tiebreaker of OSL round of 16 match between Jaedong, C, and Best. This is going to be between Best and C. Jaedong has already advanced. C is starting the bottom left-hand corner in white. Looks like Best is in the upper left-hand corner. I think that was orange. And this is Troy. Troy being very interesting. I really feel like it favors Protoss, so I think C is going to really have to be on his game to win this. Last time I saw him win this, I think it was against Best, actually. He did that quick 2 barracks build and just push right into Best. We'll see if Best decides to get greedy again, go for it, that 12 or 14 Nexus, and just push into carries from there. I really feel like air is just so dominant for Protoss on this map. I would not be surprised if he just straight did that. I think another option for him would be to ignore the fast expand, go straight to drop that cliffside secondary so he doesn't have to worry about anything, and then just press into C from there. I'm sorry, yeah, press into C from there. We'll see what C decides to do. I think it's kind of important to get dropships on this no matter what. We'll see. And it's just so hard because just single assimilator down and you can't really pump any units out through your factories anymore. So that's another option for just so many options for Protoss versus Terran on this map. Yeah, I hope C wins though, because C again, as I've said, tends to choke in tournaments, tends to get just beaten left and right out of tournaments, and I really hope he advances in the OSL. We'll see. Either way, it'll be decided right here. Gateway going down for Best. Doesn't look like he's going to go for that kind of greedy 14 next. I guess learning from the last match he had against C, where C was just kind of psychic. We'll see if C decides to do a 2 factory push. I think that might be his best option here. Getting down his barracks now, getting his gas down simultaneously. Obviously going into factories. The question is will he go 2 or just go the single and go for an expansion? I think his best option is just going 2 factories right now and actually build them on the other side of the assimilators, so you don't have to worry about the assimilators getting knocked down, things like that. Gas going down for Best in the meantime. So Best going for a tech build, not going to go for any sort of 2-gate zealot rush. That might have been feasible if he was trying to kick down those assimilators really fast. Which honestly I wouldn't be surprised if in the continuation of this map, if some Protoss tries to be a little bit cheesy, run a couple zealots up, take down the assimilator. Well, the Terran opponent basically is still trying to push out of his base, kind of forcing him to go dropship quickly. Although I'm not sure what kind of advantage that would really give another supply depot going down for C. And now Best is starting to scout. C is also will probably start scouting. And C, actually, interestingly enough, not scouting whatsoever. I expected to see him scouting already, getting the first factory down inside his base. Let's see if he gets. He has not scouted any direction at this point. He has not sent out a scouting SCV, and that's very dangerous. You never want to be in the dark when you're facing, especially on a map like this, because there's so many options for Best. Looks like he's blocking off that front door with the zealot. I guess he's just realizing that he's not going to be able to push in because it's so easy to block that front door. Now setting that SCV out. Let's see. That's a really late scout though, in my opinion. Looks like he was pausing it out on the ramp for a second. Yeah, just pausing it out on the ramp for a second. A single Marine being produced in the meantime. Factory continuing, and that's not even a scout. It's just a single Marine just chilling out there to deny the scout the Best. So I guess he's just he wants to play in the dark, and he wants to keep Best in the dark as well. We'll see if he'll be successful in doing that. 2 Marines out there, and obviously you can block that choke against that probe fairly easily. We'll see. Second gateway looks like it's going down, so Best going for a range upgrade spinning as well. So going Dragoons, going pretty standard. I would not be surprised again if he goes robotics facility and then just dumps a probe off the edge for a second expansion and kind of presses into C simultaneously. Because again, it's just I feel like this is so much safer for Protoss, just because it's just there to check trade. 3 Marines just chilling out there for C. Again, just waiting for that probe to kind of push up into his open arms. 4 Marines down. Looks like one of them has a kill, so we missed that probe getting wiped out. C just trying to scout right now, and I think he's just trying to figure out where Best's base is at. A single Dragoon pushing out in the meantime, and it looks like C and no second factory down. So it looks like what C is in fact doing is he's just getting siege upgrade. Going to go for a secondary here momentarily and just bring out a tank to try to defend it. And yeah, going to go for that kind of safe 2 build. It's still 2 gates out for Best. Best hunting out that scouting SCV. That SCV looks like it's only scouted the bottom right corner, so that if that SCV gets taken out before, it looks like it's not going to get taken out before it gets to the top. 6 Marines out for C, so C actually might try to do a Marine tank push here. Maybe bring some SCVs alongside. Yeah, it looks like he's going to go for a Marine tank push. That's interesting. yeah, moving out now. It looks like 2 Dragoons and a Zealot are there to greet him. He now knows the location of Best's space, and he's putting down a command center simultaneously against those 3 Dragoons and a Zealot. It's really going to come down to some micromanagement action, and a Vulture being produced as well. If he can micromanage those Marines well enough, basically that SCV is going to go up and try to do a little bit of extra damage against those Dragoons, and try to protect the tank, try to protect the Marines, as you see pushing back, not managing to screen, managing to take the Zealot, but not able to screen otherwise, and now C is going to be in retreat. He cannot take this against, already lost 2 Marines, he's not going to be able to take this at this point, just laying out some mines and going in retreat, making sure that Best isn't pushing out of his base. Interesting though, being a little aggressive there. Robotics facility going down, as well as a Templar archive and a Citadel, so you're going to see some Dark Templar drops on the back door. It also suggests to me that Best is thinking more about a long game. With that Templar archive early, probably thinking more about long game arbiters than he is long game carriers. Maybe that's it is possible to do the other, but usually when you have that tech there, it kind of leans more to arbiters, since you're on your tech tree, kind of on the way on the tech tree that way direction anyhow. Second factory going down for C in the meantime. 12 o'clock expansion. It looks like C might be thinking about taking that 12 o'clock expansion, with scouting at, I guess, just to make sure that Best didn't have it, and still hasn't managed to get a scout in the base. He doesn't know what's going on. He doesn't have an academy down yet either. He does have that turret factory up, so he's going to have turrets down. We'll see if he manages to get turrets down around his base, or if he'll have mines down. He's going to be well prepared for an incoming drop. The question is can Best kind of find that one portion in his base that isn't detected? And actually, I take it back. Not going to produce Dark Templar. I guess he's going for the ground advantage. I thought he was going to go for a Dark Templar drop, but building an observatory instead, worrying more about C spider mines than he is getting a drop off. Looks like he does have a single. I take that back. He did have the single dropship up. Looks like he's only got 1 Dark Templar in it. I would expect actually a second there that we just didn't see off screen. Looks like a Vulture managed to sneak in, didn't see that second expansion going up, so he knows that there's that tech up. And now what we're going to see, now we're going to see that probe dropped off there and get that 3rd expansion. And I was expecting to see that much earlier. And we'll see if he basically expands twice while he's doing this harass here. Turrets going down. I'm not sure. I think they're going to be up in time, but the question is I'm not sure how much of his base that actually covers. Looks like he's a good amount of distance at that natural. In his main base, though, it looks like, yeah, that turret, I'm not sure if it's going to cover those supply depots with the left. So this, first of all, that shuttle is going to get spotted out, but it is going to be able to go all the way into the main. These Dark Templar are going to be a big harassment for C. He's getting underneath it, but he's going to have to, yeah, as you can see, now pulling back. He does not have a comm set. He's got to get to that turret and use that turret for detection. So right now that Dark Templar just running free in his base, and yeah, just it looks like, oh man, see, this is what I'm talking about. Brilliant on Best's part, going after the assimilator, knowing those factories are on the opposite side. C realizing the trouble he's in. This is a brilliant maneuver, trying to get some mines down, but it's too late. That assimilator's down. That single machine shop right there is essentially a waste. Actually, he's going to have to lift both factories up in the meantime to pull out, or go drop at this point to ferry troops out. And that Dark Templar is still doing damage. Now bringing up some more. Oh man, this is brilliant. Going after the secondary as well, realizing that basically there's no way C can really get troops out to help defend. So going to pile up with a bunch of Dragoons, and it looks like he realized there's a single siege tank. He's just going to gather up forces and attack from here with a single Zealot bomb and a continued Dragoon harass. He's going to be able to take that secondary. Things really in C's favor. It looks like he has 2 siege tanks, but I really don't know that's going to be enough. Again, those tanks can't fit through that assimilator gap. I think Vultures might be able to. I'm pretty sure Goliath cannot. C desperately trying to get that starport up so he can get some drops, so he can reinforce his own secondary. And yeah, and scouting out that SCV, realizing Dragoons are just waiting. I'm surprised that Best hasn't already gone. Looks like he's going to wait for that observer just to make sure that the mines aren't there. It's not like a plethora of mines waiting for him. Getting a lot of gateways down, really sensing this is going to be the killing blow, because he can just ferry troops to that position in the meantime, own the rest of the map. Ouch! Own the rest of the map. That was a brilliant move by Best. C looking a little bit frustrated. I think he realizes kind of the situation he's in. Looks like he's got ComSat down. Obviously going to need that to deal with any more Dark Templar if they're coming out. Getting the 3rd factory inside his base once again. I'm surprised. I'm surprised he's not building these outside his base. It looks like the Vultures cannot get through. I was fairly certain of that. So basically, everything produced at the factory, the only way for it to get it out, is by dropship. And honestly, just that handful of tanks, as you can see, they're kind of protected. Let's see if we can get another shot of it. Now going to Stargate. Best, at the very least, Best knows that C can attack him. He can't move his forces out. He can't get through the assimilator. He's completely on the defensive. C looks like he's trying to set up an expansion at the 3 o'clock position. very cleverly. I'm surprised he snuck out an SCV for such purposes. But he knows that C's completely on the defensive. As you can see, just sieging tanks along that perimeter. Going to try to use those to kind of back up those forward 2 tanks. C just has to absorb the attacks in the meantime from Best. Best basically owns the map at this point. C doesn't have a lot of options and he's just hoping that Best doesn't have that expansion scattered out. And now, yeah, that dropship going in, dropping a couple zealots here and there, managed to take out 2 tanks. And if he takes those 2 tanks, yeah, those dragoons pushing in, just devastating that secondary. And those tanks just have to sit and watch